Everybody, welcome back to Dual Planet, the YouTube channel. We talk all things media. How's we doing? Hope it's doing well. And today we are going to be reviewing episode 3 of season 2 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. As always, I am joined by my fellow co-host, Astro.
Hello, everybody.
So yeah, we just watched episode 3 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Good episode. So we'll be going through um what happened, and then we'll talk our thoughts at the end and that.
Oh, we have season 2, episode 3, titled "We Board the Princess Andromeda." Obviously, last time our heroes decided they were going to go on a quest to go get the Golden Fleece to heal Thalia's tree. This episode, we're going on a cruise. We are aboard the Princess Andromeda, which is a cruise ship. And we also have some interesting developments outside of our main. Well, there is still a main trio, but it's not Grover anymore. It's Tyson or a farmer. So we have Percy, Annabeth, and Tyson boarding the Princess Andromeda after Hermes has given them the ship and supplies, because they're going to go to the Sea of Monsters to go get, well, obviously the Golden Fleece. We have a few interesting developments this episode. Namely, we find out that the ship is full of monsters. Not great for demigods, obviously, but we also find out that there's demigods on the ship. And it turns out these demigods are loyal Kronos, because one of them attacks Percy and Annabeth. Percy does some MLG 360 no scope level plays and she falls off the ship. She's a daughter of Apollo, who isn't really a violent god, but apparently that is just how the things are falling for the Olympians. We have Clarice, who gets her own little story segment this episode. She meets up with her father, Ares, because obviously she has a quest, an official quest to go get the Golden Fleece. He arrives and he provides her with a ship and a crew. The crew is made up of people who have fallen in battle and thus owe a debt to Ares, who, again, great actor, love him. Adam Copeland, great. I think he plays the God of War quite well. What else do we have? We have Luke is on board the ship. The ship is actually belongs to Luke, and he basically sort of spoils everything for Percy because he mentions a great prophecy. We find out that Kronos is going to assemble the Andromeda because they have the coffin there. Luke's also looking for the Golden Fleece. That's why he stabbed Thalia's tree, is to trigger the quest for the fleece. And he's just a bit of a whiny baby. Let's be real. He thinks he knows everything because he's chosen by Kronos, and Kronos is whispering to him. But he doesn't seem to realize, and no one around him seems to realize, that they're all pawns in Kronos's grand master plan. Percy finally learns about the great prophecy. One of the big three, God's children, will decide the fate of Olympus and the age of the gods. They will either let it continue or it will fall. Wonder who the chosen one will be. Spoiler alert, it's probably not Percy. What else did we have? I don't think there was any. Oh yeah, Tyson Aura Farms. Tyson makes a bomb and blows up a bunch of people. And by people, I mean monsters. And by people, I also mean demigods. but he blows them up with one of the fire giants' fireballs. Pretty cool. He aura farms the moment. It's pretty sick. And then they escape, and we're left with sort of the overhanging thing of Percy now knows about the prophecy. He wishes he didn't because it's now a burden he has to carry, and he'll make every choice with the weight of, is this the right thing to do? Is this a choice that will destroy the gods and all my friends or not? So yeah, that was pretty much it was definitely a slower episode this time, but I still think it was very good. I think there was a lot of funny moments. They kept needle dropping songs for the cruise segments, which were quite funny. Tyson's hilarious. I love Tyson. I think that's the best. It's a much better interpretation of Tyson than what the movie did. And yeah, Walker's doing great still. Luke gets some time to shine in the episode, which is nice because I feel like in season one, he was sort of built up as a villain, but he didn't really do all that much. So he wasn't really like developed. I think he got a bit more development this episode. I hope he gets some more development in future episodes because if they don't, I will sort of feel like he isn't really a great villain. Same with Kronos. And yeah, and the episode sort of ended with like a teaser for what's to come, which involved a big nope section from me because what the fuck was that thing? I don't know, but it had tentacles, and if it has tentacles, it means it's in the ocean, and the ocean, big no-no. But yeah, Jordan, what did you think of this
I
week's
think
episode?
I agree with you on with Luke. I think we need more episodes of him learning his motives and what he's gonna do and stuff like that. I think we also thing with Kronos is obviously Kronos is like in pieces, so we can't get much of him this season. Probably we'll probably see him at the last episode maybe, and from there, yeah, it's probably obviously Percy more than likely isn't the chosen god. Far as I know, it is Thalia, not Percy. Um, and it's I think this episode was real good. Tyson had more time to shine and seeing his mechanic genius ability was really cool to see. Finally, to see how he can do stuff and him building that. Even though he made friends and he says that those guys were cool and funny, he still saved Annabeth and uh, Percy because obviously them two needed help, but also out of loyalty. Like Percy is his brother after all, and Annabeth is a friend. Um, I do like how Annabeth, this version of Annabeth, isn't as nasty to Tyson as they were doing in the movie. She's not as nasty to him. But I think that'll come in time. But this season, yeah, I think it's been great so far. I can't wait for next episode because we're actually going to the Sea of Monsters. I just want more Grover as well. I feel like
Yeah,
Grover.
I did notice that there was no like Grover dream sequence this
We
time.
only heard his voice when he told Percy um that the Apollo daughter was there.
Yeah,
When
I do think that it is interesting to note that because I did expect Grover. I expected a Grover dream sequence. Like, it's sort of strange that Grover was sort of like built up as the best friend last season, and this season he's not there, but he is there. Like he's present in like memory and dream sequence and other things, but he's not present as a character, which is another thing that's kind of interesting because it means that we don't get any further development for him
Mm.
until he eventually probably shows up later.
I hope he shows up sooner than later.
Yeah, I hope he's not like a. I hope he doesn't just turn up in like the last episode and it's like, oh yeah, Grover's here by the way, guys. I hope that he shows up like not next episode, but maybe the episode after.
Yeah.
And we get some Grover. I would like Grover and Tyson because they're both technically like monster-ish. They're both, they're not fully human. And I know that none of the demigods are fully human, but like they have non-human features. Like Grover's got his legs and his antlers or his horns that he'll eventually get, and Tyson has the one eye. I think those two characters would connect quite well together.
I
I don't know, I just want more of like Percy relation. I think Walker is actually nailing like the
about to say
personable relationships.
I think he's great as Percy. I think he's done a really good job playing the character. Like the only reference I've got is from the movie, but all I know is that the writer of the books, when the casting came out, he was all for like the writer was all for it. So that was cool to know that the writer was on board. And I think they have probably worked with the writer of the books to make sure that they get this right. And
Yeah.
I think it's perfectly done. So far, every character I've liked. Percy is great. Annabeth is great. Grover is great. All of them
There is
are well
one there
acted.
is one character I'm sort of up in the air about, and it is Clarice. But I do think that's because we've barely seen anything of her.
She's
Like this episode was the most we've seen of her.
yeah. Well,
Like this was the most that we've had of her.
in season one she was mostly used as like an antagonist to Percy in the camp. In Camp White, she was mostly an antagonist to him in there. But then when it's come to this season, she's more involved, and she's also very all about her father. So she's like always trying to prove herself to him. So it's like a thing of I think through all of it, she had a bit of character development. She did kind of bring together her crew, but I want to see more of that. I want to see more of what she can be as a character and more of her relationship, how her relationship with her father is, and how she will end up moving on to a point of helping Percy instead of being, you know, a rival to Percy.
Also, I think we need to talk about the proverbial elephant in the room. Turns out that if you worked at Blockbusters during the streaming wars, you serve Ares in death.
That was hilarious.
I think
Yeah,
that's the best joke this show has done.
there were a guy who on the ship. There was many guys on the ship, so there was a bunch of people who
So
have
like Vikings, and there was like
Vikings. Yeah,
Japanese
and then there were a guy who
navymen,
worked at Blockbuster, and he said died during the streaming wars.
and that is just so funny. And I love the fact that they're bringing modern stuff into like such a mystical thing. But
I
yeah,
I
I
I can't wait. What do you rate the episode though?
I think this episode I think this episode was a 7 out of 10.
Mhm.
I think a 7 is fair for what that episode was,
I'm
which was a load of exposition, basically.
yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that
I think
with
when we
that
get when we
assessment.
get to the Sea of Monsters, that rating is going to go up sharply.
Yeah, very. Because we are definitely going to see monsters next episode, so that means next few episode, the rest of the season will be in the Sea of Monsters. So we'll see how
Yeah,
things go from there.
and
But
monsters are always a win.
except for that tentacle monster that went nope.
Not looking forward to that, but I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, I've got
Right,
nothing
everybody.
else.
We hope you did enjoy this review of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Season 2, Episode 3. Hope you did enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff on YouTube and everything. We'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, keep watching All Things Media, and we'll see you fans later. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
Server etiquette!